The purpose of this presentation is to provide information about sickle cell anemia by mostly focusing on HBS and HBS. My name is Jadmina Alexis, and I am a bio major here at Kent State. My hope is by the end of this, you will know more details and will be more educated about this disease. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic disease that only occurs in people with genotype HBS and HBS. It is also a hemoglobin genotype. This disease is caused by a mutation in a gene called hemoglobin beta HBB found in chromosome 11. In order for someone to have this disease, both of their copies of genes needs to contain a mutation. Right here in this picture, as you can see, there is the round-shaped red blood cells, which is the healthy blood cell, or as known, normal red blood cell. And right here on the other side, you will see the one that is shaped like a banana. It's the sickle cell anemia, or the sickle red blood cells, which is the one that is infected. And then as you can see down under these two pictures, you'll see the unrestricted blood flow, which is the blood flow of a normal red blood cell. And then you'll see the other blood flow, which is the sickle cells blocking blood flow. Now you can see there is more sickle cell anemia blood cell than there is of normal one. And the sickle cell anemia blood cell, you can see how it blocks the red blood cell to go through. Now here we go for signs and symptoms. Few red blood cells, episodes of pain, swelling of hands and feet, frequent infections, delayed growth or puberty, vision problems, or very short life expectancy. So there is a normal person will have HbA and HbA. That is what a normal person have for red blood cell. And now someone can have HbA and HbS, which is the sickle trait that occurs in that person, so they're not fully infected. And then there's the HbS and HbS. And that is someone that is very much infected, and these signs and symptoms are more likely to happen in the person with HBS and HBS. And one of them is a very short life expectancy. They're not known to be living long. Some of them don't even make it to adulthood, and they usually pass during their teenage years or even younger. There are 4 different types of sickle cell trait, but are caused by different mutation in these genes. There is a hemoglobin SS disease, SC, SB plus beta, SB, SD, SC, and SO. Now you might have heard me said hemoglobin SB plus and hemoglobin SB. Now, it kind of sounds the same, but the difference between these two is that there is the SB plus and then there is the regular SB. So the SB plus is the one that we are more focused on in this presentation. And then right here in this picture, I will explain it in just 1 second. Sickle cell disease is not contagious at all. You will not catch it just by being in close contact with someone else that has it. The people who have it inherited from the 2 sickle cells genes from each parent. Now, we can get back to the picture. Right here, you can see the normal HBB, and then you'll see mutant HBS. Now, normal HBB, that's what everybody has. So they have HbA, or like HbA, HbS. That's normal. So now what's not normal is having more HbS. So having like HbS and HbS. And here's how that happened. In order for somebody to have HbS and HbS, since they since they get these genes from each of the parents. So each parent will have two of these genes. Now, a normal parent will have HBA and HBA, or maybe they have HB and HBS. So like if both of the parents have HB and HBA, once they have their kids, the kids will most likely 90% or 99% have HB and HBA genotype. But if each parent has HBA, HBS, then, or like one parent has HB and HBS, then the kid might get the HBS from one parent and ends up with HB and HBS. Now, if each parent has HBA, HBS, so like each parent has HB and HBS, not just one parent. Both of them have HBS and HBS. So the kids might get HBA, HBA, one from each parent, or they might get HBS and HBS. And then this is how it gets passed down in families. And right here you can see the picture where it explains it, or it kind of show you like a picture of what it looks like if you don't really get it when I talk. But like here's more of like a picture so you can see. Sickle cell disease is more common in certain ethnic groups than others. People from African descent, including AAA, which stands for African American, it's more likely in these groups right here, which is usually 1 out of 12. And then there is also the Hispanic Americans from Central and South America, and there's Middle East, Asia, and India. Currently, there is an approximately 5% of the world population who has it, with a 25% carrier of the gene. Now, what that means is that there's right now in the world, there is approximately 5% of people that are affected by HBS and HBS, and then there is 25% carriers of the gene. Now, they don't fully have it, they just have the gene. They're currently carrying the gene around. I will get to this picture in just 1 second. For diagnosis and treatment, it's usually diagnosed through genetic screening that is usually done at childbirth. So for somebody that know that they're affected with HBS or that has HBA, HBS, they know that their kids might or might not have it. It depends. Now that's when the kid will get tested right after birth. And then if that kid has both HBS and HBS, then the doctor will consult the kid and then send the kid and the parents to a person or a doctor that is more specialized in this part of medicine. 3 main treatment that is usually used are blood flow transfusion, control of chronic and acute pain, or stem cell or bone marrow transplant. And right here, that picture, it explains it. That's a bone marrow transplant, and that's one of the treatment they use for sickle cell anemia. Now, I have a quick little activity. It's very easy. It's very, very easy. So the first question is what chromosome the beta subunit is found on. And then the second question is which is unaffected blood cells. Now, I will give you 5 seconds to try and guess. Or you can even go back to the slides because I've mentioned it. So I give you 5 seconds to think. Okay. Now for the first question, which was what chromosome the beta subunit is found on, and the answer to that would be number 3, which is 11. It's found in chromosome 11 And if you need the answer for that, you can go back, I believe, to the second slide, not counting the slide with my name on it. And then the second question was, which is an affected blood cell? And that will be number 2. Like I said in the beginning, it's shaped like a banana. Now it because of the shape and everything, and because I said it's shaped like a banana, it helps me to remember which is the normal blood cell and which is affected blood cell. And right here are my sources that I use to know more information about it. I also use my notes from class, and this is completely for educational purposes only. It's only to tell people, or like educate more people and all that. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for participating in my activity. And I hope that you learned something from my presentation. Thank you.